Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to be using two newly released products. One is from Sisley and the other one is Bobbi Brown. So with Sisley, it's the newly released, it's the Phyto Tint Nude Foundation, and the eyeshadow palette. I bought 3 of the newly released ones, and I've done videos on the other 2, and I'll put links up to that above. I think it's this side, and I'll pop them up in case you want to have a look. One is the Luxe Precious Metals eyeshadow palette, and the other one was the Cobblestone Lane palette. This one is the Golden Illusion palette, and it has a similar packaging to the Cobblestone Lane one. And also today, as I promised at my 500 subscriber giveaway, that I would do in between that and reaching 1,000 subs, that I would do a couple of pop-up giveaways as well. And today's video is one of those. So what I'll do, somewhere in the middle of the video or towards the end, I will show you the couple of products that I've got for this small giveaway. So let's start with the Sisley foundation. I already have my primer on. It's the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And of course underneath I've done all my skincare for the morning as well. Now before I show you this foundation, I received it yesterday and I also wore it yesterday, and I wore it for at least 12 hours, and I think this foundation is beautiful. Gives a beautiful finish. So those of you that haven't seen any of my other videos, I am 52 years old, so I have mature skin. I also have really oily skin, and it is the middle of spring here in New Zealand, and the last 3 or 4 days have been quite humid. And yesterday it was raining and it was even more humid than usual, and this foundation, which was really surprising to me, stood up to those sort of conditions, and my skin stayed fairly matte all day. This is a satin type of foundation. So here is the packaging that it comes in. It has 30 mils of product. It's just in a small plastic type bottle, but it has the standard amount of foundation. Now this also has the Sisley skincare ingredients in it, and it says on the back that it's a foundation infused with water that provides a highly natural translucent finish that lasts all day. It instantly beautifies, moisturizes, and smooths the skin's texture. Day after day, the skin's vitality and energy are boosted. Its ultra fluid and blendable texture provides a bare skin sensation and an undetectable finish. So here is the bottle that it comes in. Like I said, it is a very soft plastic, so you can squeeze it. Has a gold colored lid and has the Sisley logo at the top. The lid is just a screw-off lid, and you just pour the foundation onto your hand, or if you have a foundation glass that you use, you just do that. And this foundation is also oil-free. Now when I used this foundation yesterday, I used a beauty blender. Normally with my foundation, not all the time, but a lot of the time I use the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, which I absolutely love, but it needs a wash. And well, it's needed a wash for a couple of days. So yesterday I decided to use this with the beauty blender, and it turned out really, really lovely. So I'm going to use that again today. So I'm just going to put some product on my hand. It's quite a runny type of formula, which you would expect with this type of foundation. But I will hold it up so you can take a look. So I just dab my damp beauty blender into the product and then start putting it on. Initially it doesn't seem like there is much coverage. This is buildable, so I think it does say that you get a sheer finish, but I do think you can build it up to quite a strong light finish. It is really, really beautiful. It is very lightweight. It does have a scent, but it's not overpowering and it doesn't linger. So when you put this foundation on, it really does feel like a very lightweight moisturizer, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. But that's the feeling, what it's like on your skin. Some foundations can feel a bit heavy when you put them on, and this one doesn't feel like that at all. So that is just with one layer of the foundation on. I'm going to put a little bit more on so you can see that it is slightly buildable, and it does build up really, really beautifully. So I'm going to put a little bit more just on these parts here because I do have some redness that can show through. I also have a couple of sunspots on my nose and just up here. And by building it up, you don't really cover them fully, but it does cover them just that a little bit more than the first time you apply the foundation. So here is with all the foundation on, and I think it gives a really beautiful finish. For a sheer foundation, I think it does even out the skin tone. You say I put a little bit more concealer here and just around here because I was going out for the day, and it just looked really beautiful. It feels like a satin finish, as they say that it does. So for me, with my oily skin and today being quite humid as well, I will be powdering this down. But first of all, off camera, I'm just going to do my eyebrows and put some concealer under my eyes and put eyeshadow primer on as well. So I have powdered under my eyes because I use the By Terry, it's the pressed powder one. It's the hyaluronic hydra powder. So I've already done that. But now I'm going to powder down my face. So it's been about 5 to 10 minutes since I put this foundation on, and it still feels satin-like, a little bit on the dewy side. So I need to set this down, otherwise I would say it probably wouldn't last during the day. Now, since the warmer weather has started, the way that I've been putting on powder at the moment, I've been using the Chanel Natural Finish loose powders. This is one of my favorite ones. This is in the translucent shade. And what I do is I take my beauty blender that I use to put my foundation on. It is still damp, and make sure there's quite a bit of powder shaken to the top. And then I take the beauty blender and just press it into the powder and press it into the foundation. And it does look like I'm putting quite a bit on, and I am, but I'm very careful to keep it away from under my eyes because there is no way that I would ever bake under my eyes. When you have mature skin under your eyes, the last thing that you really want to do is bake under there because it'll just dry it up too much and it would really give an aging effect. But on the rest of my face, because I'm so oily, this is fine, and it just helps a foundation to stay in place during the humid weather. So I just let that powder sit there for about a minute or two. I don't leave it on too long. And I take a fluffy brush. This is the one I've been using. It's the BK Beauty 102 brush. And then I just sweep away all the excess powder. And now that I've brushed that excess powder away, my skin just feels really satiny smooth. And when I did this yesterday, and as I said, I wore it for, it was just over 12 hours. It stayed like this all day. Now, you probably may not be able to see on camera, but I can still see through here and over here and just here some of the redness still coming through. And yesterday I did pop a concealer just in those places just to give a little bit of extra coverage, but I'll just leave it like it is for today just so you can see how this foundation looks. So now I'm going to put on some bronzer. I'm going to use the Chantecaille, it's the Real Bronze and Goa, one of my favorite bronzers, and I'm going to use the Rapha number 22 brush. And just before I start with the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palette, I'm going to show you the two items that are in today's giveaway. One is the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. This arrived a few weeks ago because I got a backup because I just love them so much, and I don't get a chance to wash mine every day, and sometimes I don't get a chance to wash the two that I have as well, and that's why today I use the Beauty Blender. But when I'm not using a Beauty Blender or Beauty Sponge, this is the brush I use to put my foundation on. It is a beautiful brush. I use mine in a stippling motion, and I think it always just gives a really beautiful finish. These brushes are really robust. They wash beautifully, and I haven't had on the two extras that I have any of the hairs shedding at all. They have a beautiful handle on them and a gorgeous silver ferrule on them as well. These are really gorgeous brushes. So if you haven't tried this yet, I'm sure you're going to love it. And if you already have one of these, you may still want to enter the giveaway and have a backup. And the other item in the giveaway is the Natasha Denona. It's the holiday exclusive. It's the Mini Metropolis eyeshadow palette, and it also comes with a little brush. I have the original Metropolis palette and I love it. It is a gorgeous palette, and it's quite interesting because the shades that have been chosen for the mini palette are often the ones that I gravitate towards and use. So here is what she looks like. It is a 5-pan palette, and from the videos, because I have watched a couple of videos of people trying out this palette, the shadows and the formulas are just as beautiful as the original Metropolis. So those are the two items for today's giveaway. Whoever wins them, I think you will just really love both products. So the rules for this giveaway, there's not going to be many, there's only a few. I will have them at the end of this video. So here is the Bobbi Brown palette. This is a 12-pan palette. It's called the Golden Illusion. And this is the third holiday release that I purchased. As I said at the beginning of this video, I've also tried out two of the other releases as well, the eyeshadow palettes, and they are really, really beautiful. They say that these are striking metallic shades and rich earth tones, and I'm sure it's going to be just as beautiful as the other two eyeshadow palettes that I've tried from Bobbi Brown. So here is the packaging of the palette. It's very similar to the Cobblestone Lane holiday release as well. It's a cardboard type packaging, but it does have a really beautiful design. These are made in the USA, and each shadow is 1.98 grams. And here are the 12 eyeshadows. They look really, really beautiful. Just hold it a bit closer so you can take a good look at them. And just like with the Cobblestone Lane eyeshadow palette, inside it does have a mirror, but there's also a little tab here so you can slide the mirror out if you want to. So I'll swatch these eyeshadows on my arm, and I'm going to start with the top row. So the first eyeshadow you probably won't be able to see because it's very similar to my skin tone. That is a matte, and it's called Seashore. And this one is called Bonfire, and this is described as a metallic. And next is Gilded Illusion, and this is described as a metallic as well. This one is Playful Red, and that's described as a metallic too. The next one is a matte shade, and this is called Golden Light. I'll just go over that one again. And the last one on the top row is a matte as well, and this one is called Red Rock. And now here's the bottom row. The first one is called Gold Bar. It's a sparkle eyeshadow. So it looks like it will be a shimmer. The next one is called Sandstone, and they say it is a shimmer metallic. The next one is called Tawny, and that's described as a velvet eyeshadow. Next is Burnt Umber, and that is described as a metallic. And second to last is Bronzed Rose, and this is described as a metallic as well. And then the last shadow is called Modern Symphony, and this is a matte eyeshadow. So I'm going to start off using the Sonia G as the Jumbo Blender, and I'm going to go into that very light matte shade and just put that all over each eyelid. Then I'm going to take the Rephr number 15 brush and go into another matte shade, this one here. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Crease Pro brush and I'm going to go into this shade here. Then I'm going to take the Sonia G Worker 3 brush and I'm going to go into this really beautiful red shade here. And I think I'll put this on the outer corner of my eye, and then on the rest of the lid there is that beautiful sort of like a bronzy golden shade. I think I'll put that on the rest. I'll put this on first. Then I'm just going to blend that shade out a bit. This is the Sonia G, it's the Blender Pro. Next I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder Pro brush and I'm going to go into this shade here, and I'll probably put a lighter shade over the top as well, but I'll start off with this one. And then next I'm going to go over top of this shade that I just put on with this one here. This is described as the Sparkle shade. So I think I'll just use my finger to do that. And then I'm going to use that same shade. This is the Rephr number 3 brush. And take that through the inner corner. Then I'll just wipe off that same Rephr number 3 brush. And I'm going to go into the deepest matte shade. That is this one here. And I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. And then using that same dark shade, I'm going to line my upper lash line as well. This is the Hourglass number 10 brush. So here is the finished look, and I really love it. I didn't talk much about the shadow when I was applying it because I didn't want this video to go on for too long. But just like the other Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palettes, it blended beautifully. I love these colours. They're more bold than this Cobblestone Lane palette, and they're just really beautiful. They pack a punch. And as usual with the Bobbi Brown eyeshadows, the shimmers and the metallics don't emphasize any texture that I have on my eyes. They blended beautifully and I just love the final look. The Sisley foundation looks beautiful. I love this foundation. As I said, it wore beautifully yesterday. It's wearing beautifully now. It's quite warm here. I've had to go and do a few things while I've been doing this video. So I've sort of hopped in and out of the room and done a few other things. And the foundation looks just as good as when I first put it on. It's a really beautiful foundation. And of course it would look gorgeous on young skin, someone in their 20s, 30s and in the early 40s. But for those with more mature skin, this is a gorgeous foundation as well. Doesn't settle into any lines. It has a really light look to it. and it really does look like a second skin. So overall, I'm thrilled with the foundation and thrilled with the third Bobbi Brown holiday palette that I've tried. And finally, I'm just going to go over the few simple rules so you've got a chance to win this giveaway for that gorgeous Natasha Denona Mini Metropolis palette and the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. Now, I don't think I mentioned before, but this is an international giveaway, although I can't be held responsible for how long the parcel will take to get to you. Although with the last giveaway I did, the person that won, I think, received the parcel within 2 or 3 weeks. So it was a lot quicker than I expected it to be. But now it's heading towards Christmas, so it could take longer for the delivery. So the first rule is that you must subscribe to my channel and your account must be public so that I can check that you have subscribed. I also ask that you leave a comment that you would like to win this giveaway, and also beside the comment either put your Instagram handle or an email address. So if you are the person that wins, then I can contact you and let you know that you have won. And this giveaway will run for just over a week, and the closing date for this giveaway will be the 8th of November. And I think that's it for the rules, but please check the description box below because I will outline them all, and I may have forgotten something while I was recording this video. And finally, I would like to say thank you so much to all those that have subscribed to my channel. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate you all, and I love interacting with you all in the comments each time I upload a video. It doesn't seem that long ago that I did the 500 subscriber giveaway, and as of today my subscriber count I think is about 690 something, so I'm quickly heading towards that 700 subscriber count, and none of this would be possible unless you subscribe to my account and watch my videos. So good luck to everyone who enters this giveaway, and that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.